Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. Happy Skol Saturday. Happy Saturday for everybody, whether you're watching now, watching live, watching later. I am so excited to have none other, the celebrity himself. If you do not know him yet, you will know him in the near future here. He's about to take over Vikings land. He already did. None other than JJ of JJ Vikings podcast. How you doing, JJ? Thank you so much for joining. Happy to have you.
I'm doing great. Doing absolutely fantastic.
Very, very good. All right. Appreciate everybody in the chat as well. Let's say hi to everybody there quickly. Grandizer, sharing JJ, sharing your YouTube channel. Very good. He's always right there, got the information right there. Me and JJ obviously going to talk some purple today and then some probably. We'll see tomorrow. The game. Grandizer, thank you as well for joining. Purple and gold for days. Justin's in the house. Thanks for joining, Justin. Always good to see you. All right. Oh, Justin's giving you a holler. Very good. All right, JB, good to see you. Thanks, dude. Hi, Daniel. Happy to have you. All right. What's JJ or JV up to? Watching my guy JJ light up Nebraska, but got the notification you two were live, so I had to swing by and say what's up to everybody. Very good. Yeah. So Nebraska, a lot of college football going on. I know the big thing. I don't know, JJ, do you get into college football? I'm sure that you do. The whole Deion Sanders thing in Colorado right now. Are you kind of following that?
Not that much actually, but I do like Caleb Williams. At first, I was all in
Yeah.
on Jordan Travis, but I'm like, nah, I like Caleb Williams a bit better.
Oh, very good. Yeah, he's on my I have a quarterbacks to watch list, but it's usually just other people telling me college quarterbacks because I don't really get into college football a lot. But yeah, he's on that list. But I think Colorado with Dion there, they're losing a bit of steam. Summer Home, thanks for joining. All right, very good. Okay, so all right, JJ is the star today. So for those of you that are watching that have not subscribed to JJ's channel, please go and do it. It is in the description. I think JJ, correct me if I'm wrong. How many subscribers are you at? 605? Is that right?
Yeah.
Very good.
As of right now,
As of right now, hopefully maybe a couple more. If anybody's watching that's not subscribed, go do that. He's also got a Twitter channel down below in the description too. You can check that out. Go give him a follow. So again, JJ is kind of like taking over. For those of you that don't know, he just was here in Minneapolis. We were hanging out at Skol Fest. It was great to meet you in person. And can you just tell the audience how you became a Vikings fan and also the most recent trip to Minneapolis that you had when the Vikings played Tampa Bay week 1?
Yeah, so I mentioned this in my Fox 9 interview when I interviewed those incredible people, including Hannah Flood, who's done countless things for us. I'll always have my dearest gratitude for those people.
Yeah, you were on Fox 9, local, big time news station here, live. I watched it. It was amazing.
Yeah, so my biological father passed away when I was about 5 months old. So then I meet my new dad, my stepdad, at 5 years old, and then he introduces me to football. He introduces me to the Vikings, and then he also passes his love down from the Vikings to me. And he knows lots of stuff about the history, and stuff like that. And now I just took it and ran with it. I'm actually smarter than him at it now.
You are very knowledgeable. I think you are way smarter than me about the Vikings. That's for sure. I'll say that right now. Yeah, definitely.
I'm still humble though. I still try to be humble each and every day. Appreciate that.
Oh, I think you are, from what I've seen, what I know of you, you're the utmost professional. Very, very humble. Very much so. Yeah. All right. Saying hi to James too. But yeah, thanks for sharing that. That's awesome. And so what you're Vikings fan, that's great, right? That's awesome. There's a lot of us, but not all Vikings fans, and especially young people, are broadcasting already. So what got you into broadcasting, sports and Minnesota Vikings broadcasting? What got you into that?
Well, at first I wanted to do in-game live commentary, but I'd always screw up a lot, so I'd say that, okay, I'll stick with pre-game and post-game analysis. That just sounds better for me. My dream of becoming a commentator started in 2020, but then after I
Mhm.
saw how much I kind of wasn't able to keep up with plays that much or like stay on track with my sentences and in-game commentary. So then I'm like, yeah, I'll just do in-game analysis. No, sorry, post-game, pre-game analysis.
Mhm.
That's what I love the
Yeah.
most. Also,
Mhm.
I just appreciate the like people like Tatum Everett, Gabe Henderson, like those people who do the analysis before games and after
Yep.
games. That's what I like to be like.
And did you meet, you met Gabe, right? And you
Yeah.
met Tatum, right? You met both of them because you interviewed, right?
Uh-huh.
Both of them, or they interviewed you, maybe a little bit of vice versa. I saw some of that as well.
I just had a picture with Gabe and a short
Oh, okay.
conversation.
Okay. Tatum, you had a convo though, right?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Very good. Yeah. You're up there already. Very, very good. Yeah, and I think that's kind of how I started too, just doing like pregame and postgame like videos and stuff of the Vikings, really. That's kind of how I got started on my like YouTube journey. And then who's your favorite Vikings player of all time?
I'd say I'm a little too young for all time,
Well,
because
of your life. Yeah. Of
oh,
your
okay,
life.
my life. Well, that's easy, Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, that's an easy one. And you share a name too, which is cool, which is
Uh-huh.
amazing. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then too, I was gonna ask you this beforehand before we went live, but and you don't have to answer, but what's your because I do astrology. I'm a sun in Capricorn, or my birthday's at the end of December. What is your sun sign, or when's your birthday?
Oh, my birthday's on August 20th, so I think I'm a Leo, right?
That's
That makes
right. Sun
sense.
in Leo. Yep. Very good. So everybody that knows in the chat usually that I do all the astrology. So we got a sun in Leo here. And Leo is like the entertainer of the zodiac. The
Wow.
stars, they usually find themselves on center stage, ruled by the sun. So that's very amazing. And also Kirk Cousins is a sun in Leo. Adam Thielen, who the Vikings are going to see tomorrow, sun in Leo as well. So that's cool. So, speaking of the Vikings, all right, let's get into it. What's going on here? What's happening? Are we completely imploding or what? Is tomorrow the day that decides if we're officially imploding? Do you think or what?
Yes. Yes, for
I
sure.
know you are generally very positive about the team too. You like to stay very, would you say that you're a purple Kool-Aid drinker or maybe not that much? Not so much.
I try to stay positive, but also realistic. Because
Very good.
that's what Gabe and Tatum like to do. Because they're not going to trash the team, but they are going to say the team's record. They are going to say things that the teams have to do to improve. Stuff that the team has to do, and that's just what I want to do. And
Mm-hmm. I agree.
overall, yes, we keep on beating ourselves. There are turnovers. We keep on shooting ourselves in the foot. We have we have a chance to put these games in the bag. We could be 3-0 right now. We could very
Yeah.
well be 3-0 right now.
Mm-hmm. It's always like we're one, like last year where we were like one play away and then we win the game. And now this year it seems like the stark opposite. It's like we're
Exactly.
one play away from winning them now. So now we're 0-3. So what was your prediction of the team going? Oh, before I ask you that, do you like the astrology world? Grandizer wants to know.
It's actually pretty cool. I like to see I like stars and constellations. I'm a firm believer that those things actually mean something.
Very good. Yeah, no. I definitely agree. Like the saying goes, as above, so below, right? Anyway, and happy full moon too. We just had a full moon in Aries
Wow.
last night as well. So major endings and new beginnings to come too.
All right.
So that was last night. So and Aries can be very ambitious and can be a leader type. So maybe some of us are maybe wanting to feel like our own leader and power ourselves as well. Maybe if people are trying to pick fights as well too, maybe just lay off of it. It can maybe be easy to maybe want to fight with others. Just a little astrology update for everybody as well. Thanks for the question though, Grandizer. Very cool though. Yeah, I like that. I bet you two are happy the evil got humbled bad on Thursday night. Yes, James, I am. I was happy to watch the Detroit Lions beat the evil to the East, the Green Bay Packers. What about you, JJ? How'd you feel about
Yes,
that?
I'm annoyed that both of our rivals have to play on a Thursday night. It should have been like the Chiefs and Bears. they should have moved that to Thursday night because I don't like watching both of our rivals play. At that point, I'm like, I hope they both lose.
Oh, I know. It's really hard for me. It's like if they could have tied, actually, that's the only instance, in my opinion, that I would have been okay with the tie. Because then they both kind of lose, you know? But if I had to pick one, I was rooting for the Lions.
Yeah.
So I just can't stand Green Bay. So anyway, but yeah.
Eagles
Angel,
fans
thank
are
you
worse
for
though.
joining us. What's that?
Eagles fans are worse though.
Yeah, they're kind of well, and then too, I think it was a woman dumped a beer on the Detroit Lions player as well. Did you see that?
Whoa. I did
Yeah,
not
that was
see
kind of caught on camera, so that was like a big thing that happened. I don't know. I think that was a little, I don't know, maybe a little too much, but all right. Grandize are sharing your channel. Very good. JV, what do you got? It's crazy how many Detroit Lions fans showed up. Yeah. Did you know that too? There was a lot of Detroit fans in the stands as well. How many, JJ Grandizer wants to know, how many Vikings jerseys do you own? Which players?
From Papa Gary, I have the signed KJ jersey. I
Nice.
have a Justin Jefferson jersey. I have
Nice.
the a signed Tommy Kramer jersey from when I met him. Ever
Yep.
since getting picked up in that limo, which was awesome, and then going
Yeah.
like visiting his house and signing like being one of the first signatures. Well, not one of the first, but one of the signatures of like the thousands of them on his fridge. Just to let him know that I
Yeah.
was there. So.
And then he has the Green Bay toilet, right? Or the
Yep. Uh-huh.
yeah.
It was real fun. Like as soon as I saw that, I was like, Mr. Kramer, I have to use the bathroom really bad.
That's so funny. I bet he hears that a lot. I bet he hears that a lot too. Yeah, that's awesome. So, what was your prediction for the Vikings going into the season before it started? What did you have? How many games did you have them winning?
At the very least, 11-6, and at the very most, 13-4. But
Oh,
now,
okay.
yikes.
And then how do you feel right now? If you could maybe adjust that, what would you do?
maybe 10 wins. Yeah, 10 wins.
Oh, okay, still 10. Okay. That's pretty generous, sir. That's pretty
People are
generous. I don't
saying,
know.
well, yeah, people are saying that we can't beat the Bengals. I think we actually can.
Yeah, I mean, I have to believe. I'm a realist too, right? I want them to win, but I gotta, I'll believe it when I see it. And I was gonna ask too what you think the biggest problem is currently, because I've been very vocal about. I mean, I think it's an ownership issue. Actually, I think you have to really go to the top and see. But I don't know if I'm buying Kevin O'Connell as a head coach right now. You know.
Yeah,
What
I
about
can
you?
understand that.
Yeah.
It's like the
What
play
about you?
calling is a little off. And Kirk had to spike the ball. Like, especially me, if I were Kirk Cousins, like the fact that you can't hear because of the fans should be the main reason why you do spike the ball.
Right. And how many years has Kirk been in the league now? What, like
12.
11, 10, 11? Is it 12?
I think
No.
12 years. Yep, 12
12.
years.
Okay, I
Mhm.
think no, it is 12 years. You're right. And to the fact that now there's some that are trying to like blame fans for that loss. Like, I'm sorry, but no, that's not allowed here. That's ridiculous. You got to take some accountability, right? Don't you think?
Uh-huh. We just converted a huge fourth down. Why wouldn't the fans get loud?
Exactly. Exactly. And then I don't know. I saw some. It's just crazy that some people are like that are literally like saying the fans are to blame. It's like no, no. Actually, they paid to be there. They can do that. They can cheer when they want to.
Well, I
And
mean, you can blame the
he's
fans if we're playing the Eagles, okay?
yeah, maybe yeah. And I just think it wasn't taking accountability, and I heard a little bit of Kevin O'Connell's like presser where he said, you probably heard this as well. Well, we're going to replace people, or kind of not that exact wordage, but the people that are in right now aren't getting it done. We're going to replace them with somebody who can. It's like, okay, now sounding all tough. I don't know. I call him Kevin O'Connell
Oh, yeah.
because
Because he caught us
James in the chat called him or came up with that name as well. So hats off to James there. He came up with that. But I think it's very fitting because I think it's he's been a little soft. I don't know what you think about that.
and it makes me scratch my head how Kirk, like for example, doesn't respect the ball, like I said, and also just
It
like the play
seems like
calling in
something.
general.
What's up?
The play calling in general is just not. It's just not like function. It's not functioning well because it feels like I mean, first of all, I like quarterbacks that are mobile, but would rather throw the ball, but can still
Right.
roll out of the pocket and extend plays rather than stepping into pressure like I noticed Kirk doing.
Well, yeah, and another thing too that kind of correlates with that are people blaming the offensive line again. I mean, yeah, there's problems there, but I think the majority of the time he has time to throw the ball, you know, and or time to get out of the pocket, and he just doesn't do those things. He that's just not who he is, you know. So I think that is also part of the problem. And then how are you feeling right now on like the Justin Jefferson might leave, he's not happy here, like meter, freak out meter? Are you worried about that right now at all? I am of kind of the belief it might turn into a Stephon Diggs 2.0 situation myself. But what do you think about that?
I'm not in freak out mode yet, but if we lose to Carolina, then I am.
Really?
Uh huh.
Okay. What about the fact that he's not really being utilized until like the second quarter and it's been
Oh
kind of
my
a theme?
gosh. Oh,
And it's
don't get
another
me
part of the
started
play
on
calling.
that. I know I get that you have guys like KJ Osborne and Jordan Addison. Well, the order should be Jordan Addison and KJ Osborne. Nothing against KJ. I just think Jordan Addison has been having a better performance and KJ
Yeah,
can
I'd
be
say
in there
he's proven
too.
that.
Like
Mhm.
KJ can sneak his way in there on third downs, but the problem is when you have a quarterback like Kirk Cousins, who can obviously throw well, and you have Justin Jefferson, no matter who your number one read is, like on a play, like let's say your number one read is Jordan Addison on a post route or something, or like maybe a comeback route. Your number one, like your other number one read should be Justin Jefferson every single play. Like he is your second option if you don't have like your first option open, but he should be
Yep.
your first option every play, no matter who your number one read is, because
Hmm.
we saw what Keenan Allen did to our Vikings. Justin Jefferson can
Yeah,
very well do that, because he's done that to the
exactly.
Lions. He's done that to the
Exactly.
Lions twice in 2 years. He's got 200 plus yards, or well,
Yep.
not really, not in 2 years, because in 2021, his game against the Lions, he had 182 yards, and then he had 224 or two, like in the 220s against the Lions last year, and he almost had 250 that game. I mean, that's how good he is if you constantly give him the ball. Now,
Yes.
can you imagine Caleb Williams throwing him the ball, and not to mention him already having been played with Jordan Addison before? I mean, that
Right.
is
That's another plus too. Yeah, which I didn't know about. I think I had heard about that, but yes, thank you for the reminder on that. That would kind of be amazing. And then so tomorrow, both of these teams, majority of us I think all know, but for those that don't, both the teams are 0-3. Vikings, bunch of losers right now, unfortunately. And Carolina as well. So I was talking to JJ a little bit about this before we came on, but Adam Thielen kind of saying that this is like a playoff type of game here for both teams. I mean,
it
maybe
is.
sense, but yeah, you think so?
Yeah, it kind of is. I think it kind of is.
I think it's really the turning point for both. For it could be for both teams. I mean, definitely with the Vikings, because if they go 0-4, I mean, when's the last time this team went 0-4? Do you know?
Um, I only remember the last time we went 0-3, which was in 2020. So we have the same record right now as our 2020 Vikings. And can you imagine how bad we were in that year? Like
And
all the crap with
then
COVID, us losing practically all our players, and we went 0-3, and now
yeah,
we're 0-3 and now here too. Like that's just
I know it's a little bit of yeah. Oh man, we'll see if his history repeats itself or not. And then Justin said too, it's play calling and turnovers, which is on coaching as well. Yeah, and kind of back to Kevin O'Connell quick too. I I don't like the when he took our final timeout in the last game here. I feel like we really could have used that at the end, which then coincided to Kirk not spiking the ball because I
mhm.
I just remember at the point when Kevin O'Connell took the final time, I was like, why is he doing that? I think there was maybe like 2 minutes left in the game or something. And then I just feel like that came back and to really bite them then because they didn't have that available.
And isn't it so annoying how you can't do anything about it?
Yeah. Yeah, we really can't. We're literally just innocent bystanders, aren't we? We just have to sit back and watch it.
Yeah, and also I have to remind people though, the 2020 Vikings started out 0-3, then 1-5, and then we almost made a playoff run at 6-6, and then we fell to 7-9.
Yeah. I mean, I still think even if the team goes 0-4, there probably will be a majority that think that they can still do something or make the playoffs in some capacity. And it's like I don't want to not encourage people to not like be positive, but in like the realistic mind frame, it's just like I feel like this team doesn't even know who they are. I feel like they don't even know who they are, really. I feel like there's like an identity issue or something. I don't know.
It's
Have you
like
noticed that at all?
it's because like it's like they're underestimating themselves, and that's why they're losing. Like they have more power than they think. They can win more games than they think. Is from my perspective what it seems like.
Yeah. And then I wanted to just touch on here. Grandizer tells us the Vikings Panthers rivalry has been played 16 times, with the Minnesota Vikings winning 10 games and the Carolina Panthers winning 6 games. All right. Minnesota Vikings lead the series 10-6-0.
And also, the last time the Panthers beat us was in 2017 in a 31-24 loss to the Panthers. Back when they had Cam Newton, who was really good.
Yeah, right. And just like, man, what happened to him too, though? He just really went on the decline there quickly. And I just think too, I don't know Adam Thielen at all. I don't know him personally, but what it seems like, I feel like he really wants to prove something to Minnesota. Like that's just kind of the vibe that I'm getting.
Like a take that for releasing me kind of thing.
Like a you like that, but like an Adam Thielen version.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah. Something
But
like
hey,
that.
look at it on the bright side. We could like when he retires, we could re-sign him to like a 1-day contract, and in the end, he could still retire a Viking.
He could, yeah, like Kyle Rudolph too.
Yeah.
He just had his retirement ceremony too. That was cool. I just feel like there was a little bit of bad energy there too when Adam Thielen left the Vikings. I mean, I hope not, because he was a Viking for so long, forever. From Minnesota too. So, but yeah,
I mean,
I
he
just
was
feel
there. Jared Allen was still there when Adam Thielen joined the Vikings.
yes. Oh my gosh, Jared Allen's like one of my favorites of all time too. So good. And did you see when Jared Allen got his? I think it was when he got into the Vikings Ring of Honor. Was that when he came out on the horse?
Oh
Did you
yeah,
see that?
I can't remember which team that was.
Yeah, that was so cool. He had his cowboy hat on and he came out on like the big black horse. There, it was cool. JV says, is Andy Dalton or Bryce Young starting for Carolina tomorrow? I believe it's Bryce Young, right?
I saw Bryce Young in practice. I hope that it's him because that actually could be a plus for the Vikings because he's not as good as Andy Dalton. So
right, I'm gonna actually Google that quick because that is the last I heard that Bryce Young was going to be the starter, and Andy Dalton has just been lethal for Minnesota. It was what 3 years ago when he played for Dallas. It was Halloween game, and he absolutely slaughtered us. Was that about 3 years ago or so? 4 years ago now?
Well, that was Cooper Rush that slaughtered us, but the year before
yeah.
The year before that, in 2020, that's when Andy Dalton.
That's right. Because he's been everywhere. I'm just gonna Google Bryce Young quick and see.
But the last time he played Andy Dalton though, was when week 18 of 2021, when we absolutely just destroyed him. We sacked him 7 times.
Man. Oh man. All right. So, ESPN one day ago says that Bryce Young ankle will start Sunday. So, sounds like Bryce Young. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if it goes downhill or if his ankle starts feeling funky, we're going to see Andy Dalton. So, yeah. And two, I did hear something that Andy Dalton and Adam Thielen, have been vibing a lot better. So, if Bryce Young goes in, that's better for the Vikings, right?
Mm-hmm. It sucks to see Bryce Young being a bust.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like, I don't know, all the younger quarterbacks, the up and comers it seems like are kind of like busty. I don't know. It seems like none of them are really sticking. They all kind of have problems. Game day forecast, clear 77. All right. Grandizer's got all the facts here. All right, the line, Minnesota Vikings are favored by 4.5, over under 46.5 via DraftKings. All right. Thanks, Grandizer. And then I think I heard too that there's some weird statistic where Carolina is like favored. I don't remember what it is. I'm so bad at like sports betting. Do you get into any of that at all, or do you follow any sort of like betting? I know you can't legally bet, but do you follow that at all yourself?
No. I mean, have you ever seen that Eagles fan who bet too much money on the Eagles Chiefs game and then broke the TV because he lost the bet?
Oh yeah, I think in probably one of those like montage videos or whatever. Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah, no, I mean, come on, breaking throwing your TV out. I mean, yeah.
I don't think it was his TV. I think he was at his one of his friend's house, and now he's got more to pay for than just the bet.
Exactly. Yeah, way to go, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
James has a really nice comment. JJ is so knowledgeable. He is more eloquent about the game than 90% of the so-called experts on TV. I would agree.
I remember one of my friends at school were saying, when you get really high up, please take Stephen A. Smith's job because he sounds very annoying. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
they
mean,
say.
that would be so great. Yeah, and Stephen A, like he's been on there long enough, right? And
Hmm.
then a lot of people too saying that you're gonna take PA's job, maybe voice the Vikings one day as well. Would you
Nah,
rather
I
would you
can't.
rather do that or do Stephen A's job? If you had to like pick one.
Stephen A's job because I can't do the in-game commentary like Paul Allen
Yeah,
does.
kind of like what you were saying before. Yeah, that'd be really cool though. He should do you ever like does he must have a YouTube channel and stuff. Do you ever tag him in your stuff? You can just start to become a guest and then just slowly take over his show.
All right, that sounds pretty accurate.
Yeah, I could see that happening. That's an awesome comment though, James. I agree with that. Grandizer says question, which three players position matchups that you may be watching closely in the Vikes Panthers game? I don't know.
Um,
My main thing was on Adam Thielen, to be honest. Like, I'm not familiar with the Panthers roster. What about you, JJ? Go for it.
I mean, how are we going to cover Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, their tight end? I think they have Ian Thomas now, Hayden Hurst as well. They have
Oh,
lots of skill position players that can play at a high level. And Byron Murphy, like he may have had full practice on Friday, but still he might be out with that hip injury. And
yeah.
Didn't you notice in the Vikings Chargers game he was wearing a little too much? Like he still had that hooded thing like over his head and mouth. Like I didn't understand that. Like it wasn't cold.
Oh, oh, I didn't notice that either. No, but I mean, our secondary has been a problem, has been problematic for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be tough. I think they're gonna have to get the pressure on rather quickly, not leave a lot of time for them to throw the ball. And yeah, I don't know. I think too that they're pretty evenly matched so far. I mean, yeah, who has Carolina played so far? Even I don't even know. Oh, the Seahawks. Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
everybody, quiet there. I was just looking at this for a second. Okay, so the Seahawks they lost to by 10. The Saints it was a close one, 2017. And then the Falcons kind of beat up on them pretty badly too, 14-10. Yeah, I mean, I think these two teams tomorrow, I think the Vikings and the Panthers are pretty evenly matched, I would say. So it's no pity for the kitty week Panthers. I like that. Angel's got a prediction. He says, okay, prediction 27-24 Panthers win. Greg the leg misses last minute field goal to
Oh my
tie.
gosh.
Oh my
Why'd you
god.
do that?
Okay. I don't like it
Oh,
either, but unfortunately, I feel like it could happen.
it could. Yes, it very much could happen.
Yeah,
Definitely could happen.
I don't. Oh man, I think it is going to be a close one too, and I don't. People, okay, and obviously tomorrow is the first day of October as well. So some people are talking about Kirktober. Kirktober. Do you believe in Kirktober, JJ? What do you think about
I
Kirktober? Do
don't
you
know.
think
I
we
don't
get a
know
magic
about
Kirk now?
that. He had 3 straight wins in October, but then lost to the Cowboys in October, right? Wait, no, that may not have been October. I'm
Well,
not
I
sure. I
think
can't
he
really
has
keep
lost in October before, but people are talking about how he usually kind of gets this like, weird strength, turns into this like magician all of a sudden in October.
There are ways for Kirk to win in prime time. Just tell him he's playing at noon every game, and just don't tell him not to look at his watch. Tell him not to look outside. Tell him that it's
Exactly.
October. Even when he's walking
Mhm.
into the stadium at night, just put on a blindfold. Say it's totally noon. It's not dark outside.
I know. And it's just like, how many millions of dollars is the dude getting paid? And it's like, he needs so much coddling and so much bubble wrap and so much protection. If it's not this, it's that. It's like, come on. And I thought it was supposed to be a whole new thing. It's like, no, so I'm not necessarily quote unquote a believer in like, Kirktober or anything. I do think he does tend to play better when there's no pressure on. So I think like if the team does end up going 0-4, I think the next few games he could play very confidently. But
We still have to understand that he needs to learn how to do good in the pressure, right?
yeah,
Because I think, and also, Kirk. By the way, I get what you say about him like having to be led by the team instead of the other way around, and
yeah,
it just seems like he could be a great leader. Like I really appreciate, yeah,
yeah,
like if you see how Patrick Mahomes always hypes his team up when they're losing, stuff
yep,
like that. I feel like
yeah.
Kirk could be really good at that.
He could. Yeah, and it's just like I mentioned that too on my last stream. It's like you don't ever really see even after like the score is like him and KJ together, him and JJ together. You don't really see that a lot. They're very like separated and I feel like so much of like on the field the relationship is the off field is part of it too. So I just feel like there's some sort of like disconnect or something there. Not necessarily he's like a bad dude or anything. I think he's probably like a nice enough person. It's just like the personality, I don't know. Seems a little bit
Right.
off there. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know. It seems like too what I see, it's a lot of him just getting really frustrated and like upset as opposed to like, yeah, like you said, like, Patrick Mahomes building everybody up, encouraging everybody when that's normally kind of what you see from a leader. And it seems like he does have that ability too. Because he gave that speech that we heard about. Remember at the beginning of the season, like a 30-minute speech or whatever, and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
So, Grandizer also has another lovely comment here. He's going to take it a step further. JJ is more respectful than most YouTube content creators than I have seen. So many of them come off as arrogant just because they can live stream. Ooh, yeah. And you've been live streaming a little bit too now, right, JJ, as
Yeah,
well?
just a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit.
Yeah. Just dipping your toes in a little bit. Yeah.
I
Testing
was
the
thinking
waters.
about Yeah, I was thinking about doing a watch party for the Vikings Chargers game, but many people do that, so nah. And like I said, I like pregame and postgame
Yeah.
analysis. But now that I
Yep.
saw how the game turned out, I'm glad that I didn't. You know.
Right. Yeah. And it can be, yeah, it can be a lot, it can be long, too. So yeah, I'd stick with that. And like, I think a lot of people like the short and sweet stuff too, as well. And yeah, JJ's very down to earth, very much so. Lionor of Pack Sweepland. Thanks for joining us, Lionor. Detroit Lions fan in the house. She's a very knowledgeable football fan in general, too. I got the Vikings this week. They've definitely regressed to the mean, but they're better than 0-4. All right, I like that for us. Very
By the way,
good.
about the Lions, it doesn't feel like the Lions are a rival. Just the Bears and Packers. It just doesn't feel like it. Like when I look at the Lions, I don't think rival.
I don't really, yeah, I like them the most for sure. Like out of those three teams. Yeah. And I agree with you. There's definitely the Chicago Vikings, that separate rivalry, and then the Packer Vikings rivalry, like their own separate thing. And then the Lions, is always cool to see them play each other because it's a division game. But I find myself cheering for the Lions, when they're not playing the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we got that positivity. I agree, Grandizer, and also very smartly dressed. I know, very much so. Very, very professional. Very much so. Yeah. All right. Always the professional, I think. Question to both. If you had a magic wand that could make one player on your 2013 IR roster completely healthy for this season, who would it be? I'm
You
just
meant
gonna go first
2023, right?
quickly. What's that?
You meant 2023, right? Because you said 2013.
Oh, I say 2013?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, 2023. Thank you. I'm just gonna say quickly, Lewisine. What about you? I'll let you go.
uh I've been wanting King Kenne back for so long, and I want him back.
Yeah.
I mean, well, would the Magic Wand make them better and like make them score touchdowns on every play? Because that'd be pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, I think if you have the magic wand, you can do whatever you want with it. I think it's no limit there. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Grandizer, for the question. Appreciate it. Minnie is the better team, but the Panthers are at home, so it'll probably be closer than it should be. 24-17 Vikings. All
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
I'm didn't I think Angel said 24 too as well for the Vikings too. Thank you, Grandizer. Thank you very much for telling everybody to like. Thanks as well for joining us, everybody. We really appreciate it. JJ, thanks again for joining me today. Appreciate you. Saying hi to Peo. Peo time. Canadian Rams fan. We basically have another celebrity in the house with us today. People, Peo time. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, please go do so. He has amazing watch parties for the LA Rams games, and he does vlogs, he does shorts, he does all the things. So always good to see you, Peo. Thanks for joining us. All right, Peo's got a question for us, JJ. If the Vikings go 0-4, do Vikings fans embrace the tank mindset?
Yikes. Most likely. Most likely.
Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
I've mentioned a couple of times that I don't know. There's just this like tinfoil hat part of me that thinks that there's a silent tank that's been happening the entire time because they didn't re-sign Kirk. They didn't get the JJ deal done. It seems like Danielle doesn't really want to be here. Eric Kendrick, see you later. Harrison Smith is kind of the only veteran we have left. I mean, it's kind of bare bones. So I think yeah, a lot of people are going to be ready to look at the quarterbacks for next year's draft, don't you think?
Yeah. And also, Bryce Young, going back to him, he had
Yeah,
full practice despite that ankle injury. So
right.
full practice on all 3 days. And also many predictions on the Vikings Panthers game. And so far, all I've been seeing is Vikings. I've been seeing 27-20, 21-14, 27-23, 26-19, 30-24.
Yeah.
23-16, 27-14, 20-10, 28-20, 27-24, like all kinds of games like that, like all kinds of scores.
Yeah. And I wonder too, I've been hearing a little bit about like trap game for the Vikings, because everybody's saying they should win. We should win. They're supposed to win. We hear that all the time. We've been right, like
Yeah,
we hear that. We've been hearing that all season, and they've yet to win one, right?
exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks for the question, Peo. Appreciate it. Lionor says Kirk is not the problem. He's on pace for 51 touchdowns, 6,091 yards, 11 interceptions. That'll slow down a bit, but you all have bigger issues. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I just think that, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think Kirk wants to push himself enough. I feel like he already has like the money. So I think naturally he's just not a bad quarterback, right? But I don't
Right.
think he's going to kick it into that like what's the incentive to kick it into that high gear? I just don't see it there myself
Exactly.
personally. Yeah. We got a couple more questions here. JJ, how about a collab live play-by-play for the Vikings versus Packers pre-Halloween game this year? You could both dress up for the stream. That could be a possibility. I don't
I
have
mean, I
a.
use the internet. I use a sports link to watch the game, so I'm always behind.
Oh yeah, I could. I don't know. I could watch online in some capacity. I feel like the last time, I tried to do. I think Dave came on for a minute. I mean, we could always try it out and see how it goes. But I was like ahead of him. But yeah, that'd be fun. Because when do they? I'm just gonna pull my schedule up here. Yeah, on the 29th, they play at Green Bay. That could be that. That could be a good matchup too. I don't know. I feel like by that time, what if the Vikings don't win a single game this season? What if they?
Oh, come on.
I know. I'm just Grim Reapering it there. I mean, I actually think they are gonna like eventually win a game. They have to, right?
You make it sound so negative when you say eventually.
Well, I mean, I've yet to see it. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. Fingers crossed it'll be tomorrow that they can just get it done. But it's like I just feel like there's no Kevin O'Connell doesn't really know what he's doing. He's not completely confident, it seems like. And then the team is kind of just in shambles. And Justin Jefferson is being very ominous with his what was that on? Like Snapchat or something?
Instagram.
He did that, like, was it Insta? Okay. There's a lot of rumors there. What did it say again? Something about, do you know what it said? You'll remember these memories.
It was sort of a appreciate what you have until it's gone kind of thing. Before it's gone.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rumors about that too. People are saying it's like about his ex-girlfriend or something. Like, I don't know. I think that could be more writing on the wall for Stephon Diggs 2.0 situation. Like, he might want.
Yeah, but the Vikings have to still look at that. Like, they can't just go like, okay, it's not about us. Okay, let's just ignore that. Like, they still have to understand that you have to value Justin Jefferson and understand what you have in him, utilize him the right way, get him the ball a lot more. And the only time you even can think about stopping, getting him the ball, like stopping, like to do that, is when he has like 200 plus yards and it's like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, assuming that we're ahead by more than 2 touchdowns for once.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It needs to be about 2 scores at least. But I think it's
against the Dolphins of last year, we couldn't solidify the victory until like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Right. Yeah, that was definitely like the theme of last year too. Yeah, it was the last minute victories, and now it's like the last minute losses. Who on the Vikings would make the best school bus driver? Peo asks us, past or present. I'm thinking, oh my God, Jared Allen would be so good, or like Johnny Randall, Randy Moss.
Wow, not a bad idea. Wow.
Yeah.
And then you also have, like you said in one of your earlier videos, how it's like a trip to the dentist office. Like, if I were to go to the dentist as a Viking, I would not want it to take like 3 hours to get my tooth pulled out. That sounds painful. That sounds.
I know. It's just like this ongoing agony, right? It's like teeth pulling. It's like they can't, like the dentist couldn't get the grasp on there, and no like pain medication at all. It's just like this prolonged thing, right? Like purple purgatory, like I like to say. Yeah, no, Peo, I think Jared Allen would be so fun. Yeah, or like, I don't know, I think he'd have, instead, I could see Jared Allen instead of like a school bus. Could you see like a horse and buggy, like a carriage, everybody, he's like driving the team of horses, everybody's riding behind in a buggy.
I still like school bus driver. They can do that part-time too.
Yeah, that's funny. I put us back 10 years. That's what I do. I just put us in a time machine, Grandizer. James is saying Vikings 27, Panthers 16. That would be nice. I just feel like the Panthers are capable of scoring more than I feel like they're perfectly capable of scoring 20. And I don't really know why I feel that way, but I just think it's Adam Thielen. I think he's got this vendetta. He's trying to prove something.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so Grandizer says that I have elementary school teacher vibes. I mean, that's not okay. I take that as a compliment. It's been so long since I've been in elementary school. That's funny. Okay, Summer Home has a question for you. And I actually asked you this, and I was going to ask you. So here we go. Summer Home asks, JJ, do you have a number 2 team that you cheer for when the Vikings are out?
It used to be the Seahawks, actually. It used to be the Seahawks, Bills, Titans, but nah, not anymore. Now I just ride with the all-purple, no second teams, no third teams, no nothing.
Nothing. Purple all the way, ride or die, till the end, and then when they're done, it's nobody.
Uh-huh. I mean, I'll root for who I want to root for. Like if it's the Packers in the playoffs, which I hope this doesn't happen, and maybe like against a team like if it's the Packers playing like the games that I don't like are like Packers Eagles, Packers Cowboys, because we don't like both of those teams.
I don't like either of them. Exactly. Kind of like Thursday a little bit, but I mean the Lions are a little bit easier to cheer for. But like the Saints, and when the Saints and the Packers played each other too, I'm just like, that could be a lose-lose. But I like that. Very loyal, very much so. Yeah. But the Bills are like the Bills actually used to be my number 2 when the Vikings are done, but they've moved to number 3 now. But I like them too as well.
They're like they're like the AFC Vikings, and the Chargers are also like the Vikings with better weather too, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. That's kind of true. Yeah. And I was gonna say too, Jacksonville has kind of slipped in there as my number 2 now. But we'll see how they end up doing.
It's so weird. It's the teams with no Super Bowl wins that are our second favorites.
I know. Yeah, maybe. I feel comfortable with them. Right? Yeah, because they haven't won either. So I wonder who's gonna get a Super Bowl first. Too. Only time will tell. But Peo, thank you for the questions. Appreciate you. Grandizer says, if the Vikes go into tank mode, which is the first act the Vikes should do? Which player should be the first that they trade for a draft pick?
The first player that they trade. It hurts to say it, but Danielle Hunter.
I agree with you. Mm-hmm. Because I think he just deep down does. I think he just doesn't see his future here long term. That's what I think. Yeah, in my opinion. So I would agree with you there, Danielle Hunter. I mean, do we even want to entertain the thought of Justin Jefferson?
No, come on. Even if it's for Caleb Williams, no.
No, I'm just throwing it out there. This is all just hypothetical. No, I would prefer Justin stay. But how about this? Kirk.
Oh, we might have to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Or see what Jaren Hall has in him. Like maybe put Jaren Hall in for a few snaps or something. Like I just want to see what he's made of a little bit.
Behind Kirk. I agree too. I do see some potential there, and I think if the Vikings go 0-4, or they go like 1-5, or it's starting to look really bad, why not put Jaren Hall in? Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah, because I think the writing is kind of on the wall. Again, in my opinion, here, my humble opinion, all right, that Kirk is not coming back here. I mean, I don't think so. I think they need to move on, but I don't have to go down that rabbit hole because I can, but I would say Kirk. And I mean, too, just to stay on Kirk for a minute, there's been rumors about him potentially being traded to the Jets and the Falcons.
Yeah, he doesn't want to move his family though.
Right. That's also what I hear too. And I think this also has to do with Kirk likes to be comfy. He likes to be comfy, doesn't want to move to New York, doesn't want to learn the new playbook, wants to stay put. So he's already making a lot of money, and he has a no trade clause too, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure.
And he won't waive that. I don't think he'll waive that.
No, I think it would. I heard something the other day that he could potentially agree to it if there was like a long extension attached to it. Like if he went to like another team and they added like 3 or 4 years on there or something like that. Like it'd have to be like a longer deal for him, more money that would get him to do it. Most like one year or something. So that's what I heard. What is this? JJ can wear his vintage Vikings hat with the horns. Do you have one of those, JJ?
Pretty sure I do.
Nice. Yeah, I need one of those. Can we get serious? Ask Jade to tell us about the dog-headed people in medieval art and legends. That's really nice. JJ's our guest, though, here today, so we can maybe talk about that later. And yeah, we could get into our picks for tomorrow too. My worthless opinion, want to say hi to you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Cousins is the kind of guy that just wants to do his job, not have to worry about what other people are doing. But as quarterback, he has to worry about what other guys are doing. Exactly. I think that's perfectly put.
Exactly.
There. Yeah. I think my worthless opinion. Also, I love that name. I say that every time, but I love that handle. But yeah, I think that's perfectly put. He wants to again be comfy. I'm doing my part. You do your part. You do what you're supposed to do. And I think that's another part of his issues too, is that he has to so go by the script. Like he can't, make anything up on the fly. Even spiking the ball, right?
Exactly.
It's just it's kind of mind-boggling a little bit.
It
It's
reminds me of when like the Seahawks were playing the Patriots and their offensive coordinator. I think there were rumors that he joked in the Super Bowl and said, "Oh, imagine if we passed it," and then it cut off. His mic cut off, and then even if Russell Wilson hears that,
yeah,
why couldn't he have just changed the play and said, "Okay, let's just hand it to Marshawn." It's that
exactly.
simple.
Yep,
And
yep. A little adjusting here on the fly.
it's
Yeah,
just like that sounds like such a Vikings way. Like if you put the Vikings in that situation, it'd be so accurate. It'd be so accurate.
for real. Yep, you could just put the Vikings in, just replace them, and nobody would know. Like a twin, just put them right in there. It
Yeah,
it
it
just
hurt me.
goes
I
along with the
lost.
Viking script. Yeah, yeah. But my worthless again. Thanks for joining. Question to you: what are the Vikings' biggest strengths right now? What are the Vikings' biggest weaknesses? JJ, what do you got?
Uh,
Thank you.
Our biggest strength is most likely our passing game, and
Yeah.
overall, our biggest strength is number 18. You know,
Yeah. And, kind of oddly enough, too, because just to bring Kirk up here, he has not been terrible. There's been moments where he's, done the Kirk Cousin thing, but he's made some legit passes. He's been decent. And yeah, it's literally just getting the ball to Justin Jefferson sooner. It's that's another one that's mind boggling to me. But I think out of everything, yeah, because the defense still, there's a lot of issues there. And I would probably have to say the biggest weakness would be the secondary on the Vikings defense.
indeed, indeed. I'd say our
Yeah.
turnovers.
Yeah, the fumbling. Yes, for sure. Yeah, a lot of people were saying Butterfingers and all that stuff
Uh
as
huh.
well, too. I would agree with that. I think we got really lucky too with the Alexander Madison with that call this last week.
Oh my god,
I
that was so bad.
I
Oh,
was just like, are I'm still like, they said okay, I guess if that's what they say, sure, he didn't fumble that. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna go with it.
like we
I'm
have
like
to run
shocked.
up the score. It's in the theme song. We have to run up the score. It's in the theme song for crying
It
out
is. Yep.
loud.
It's in the Skol song. Yeah, for real. It is. Lionor says a lot of these close losses will be close wins once they clean up some very fixable issues, mainly drops and fumbles. Yep. If the defense doesn't improve, it should get better, even if the defense doesn't improve. Yeah, I would agree with that too. If you guys could take one player from each side of the ball from any team, who would you take? Ooh.
Oh, on offense, I'll take. Wow.
Yeah. Who you got?
Can it be a college team? Because I immediately pick Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I hope too that does come to fruition too. That would be so cool. Like a year from now, if we're talking about that, yeah, we could do that. I would say Tua would be really cool to see
Ooh.
him
Yeah.
and Justin Jefferson together. I think that would be awesome.
On defense,
Um,
Micah Parsons for number one. Micah Parsons.
okay,
He's
nice.
a different animal.
Yeah, no, I like that. And then, I guess like a defensive player. Who would I want? I don't know.
Hmm.
Is Nick Bosa a defensive player?
Yeah.
Is he? Yeah. I'll take him. For some reason, I thought he was on the offensive line. But yeah, I like Nick Bosa because he came to mind straight away when I was thinking. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is he offensive line? No. Yeah. So I meant elementary school teacher vibes. Oh, it's all good. Yeah. Teacher vibes. I've actually heard that before, that I have like a vibe of a teacher. But okay. Like, that's cool. That's cool. My gosh, we have somebody in here from Germany. Musane257. Whoa, that's amazing. We got somebody joining us from Germany. I don't
Wow.
even, how do you say, I know danke, I think is thank you in German. I should know what hello in German is. That's amazing. Cool. Awesome. I love that. All right. Thought on Cam Akers being the lead back for the Vikings. Yeah, Peo, because Peo knows Akers pretty well. So, thoughts on that?
I didn't know that actually.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed that, Alexander Madison, despite his recent issues of holding on to the football, that he'd still be our lead back, but I guess not. I'm excited to see what Akers can do now,
I know. I'm still kind of like, I'm still pulling for Alexander Madison. He's my dude, been, pulling for him for a while. I still think there's potential there, but it's like, I don't know. It's starting to not look good. So I am actually glad that they have Cam Akers, but I'm wondering, he's so easily available, it seems, So what's the problem there? What's the problem there? But the Rams would love Danielle Hunter. All right. I like that. Okay. So for tomorrow, all right. Do we want to make official picks? I mean, I do my planetary pregame. I have not looked at the astrology chart in depth yet. So I'm going to do like a blind, pick, but it's not going to be my official one. But we can make some picks about the game tomorrow if you want. What you think?
I don't know. I don't have any predictions because I'm just worried that, I just don't have any predictions for such a team that just could easily show you the exact opposite of what you choose, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, let's go with that then. We don't know, but we want to see.
We don't know. I know predictions are for when you don't know, but we just don't know to a huge extent, to a predictions extent. Like what we predict, we just don't know.
No, we don't. And and I know you know this, that I look at the astrology and that I do make a prediction based off that, but I haven't looked at the chart. So I mean, I don't know. I'll see what the planets have to say though. Definitely, and then I'll make a pick based on that. But if I didn't have that to go by, it would be so hard because we don't know, the team doesn't know who they are, and everything like that. So I just am hoping tomorrow for a really good game. I think it does have the potential because again, this is a big game for Adam Thielen too, and he likes to kind of be a little bit of a star as well. He's got a little bit of a feisty personality. He can.
Remember his crybaby self? Like every completion is like, throw the flag.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. And I don't know if you follow Timberwolves basketball at all, but
nah.
No. Okay. But Karl Anthony Towns can tend to be a little bit of a crybaby as well. He always wants a penalty, or like the ref to be blowing the whistle, whatever. So, between Karl Anthony Towns and Adam Thielen when he was in Minnesota, the Minnesota had crybabies covered, okay, in the sports community. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll see what happens. I'm just going to go through here and see if I missed any questions for us as well. I can't believe it's already been an hour. I feel like we could just keep talking football and Vikings forever. JJ, I appreciate your time today. And again, thank you for joining. And people, if you have not subscribed to JJ's channel, and hit him up on Twitter. I guess some people call it X now, but I don't. I still call it Twitter.
Yeah.
It's Twitter all the way. I'm just going to see what everybody else says here. Question: while the Vikes are having a down year, what division foes that are having a down year makes you happy? Packers or Bears, or does it not matter?
Both, and it matters a lot.
I like that. Yeah, it's a little bit of the Freudenschein, taking delight in others' misfortune. So yeah, I think I enjoy it. It's kind of, I will say it was a little sad, a little hard to watch the Bears get so beat up by Kansas City.
Yeah.
That was a little hard to watch. So if I had to choose, I definitely like Green Bay they can tank all the way. That I always enjoy that. So JJ don't want that smoke of the dog-headed people in medieval arts and legends. JJ, are you familiar at all with the dog-headed people in
No.
medieval arts and legends? It's how it sounds in the dog-headed people. Tuan, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. All right, couple more questions here for us, JJ, and then we can wrap it up here. Thank you again for your time. Jade and JJ, do you have a pregame routine that you send positive energy for the Vikings to win?
I just hope for a win, and I hope I can get it. And I just know that with this team, that anything can happen, including anything bad.
Exactly. It could be the good, the bad, or the ugly. Yeah. And I don't really have any sort of ritual for the Vikings games that I do. Not really. Nope. I just sit back and see what happens. I hope for the best, but I sit back and see what happens. But yes, thank you again, everybody, for joining us. I think one more question here. Which NFL team has surprised you the most this season? Which NFL team has disappointed you, with the exception of the Vikings?
Which NFL team? Probably the Buccaneers have surprised me the most.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And the team that's disappointed me the most is obviously the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, we can't exclude them. Yeah, thank you to Grandizer for putting that in there. JJ's channel, please go subscribe. I think good answer with with Tampa. I think I really like Miami. They kind of were not doing so well. I mean, they started off last season doing well, and then Tua, you never know.
Yeah,
So
Miami. Yeah.
Miami pretty good. I actually am a little surprised about Denver on the flip side. I thought Russell Wilson had some more there. As much as Sean Payton can kind of be a little bit of, a crab, I thought he would be able to maybe turn something around in Denver, but they're not looking too good either. So
70-20 is crazy.
yeah. And then, Mike McDaniel had the opportunity to put the most points on the board, or what was it, like 72 or 74 points or something like that?
73,
Or
yeah.
something. But he chose not to, right? He took took the knee. So I thought that was cool of him to do that. But
Why not?
yes,
Why? Why was it cool of him? Why did you think that way?
I just thought it was really respectful of him to I thought it was a classy move by McDaniel to do that. And he's also from Colorado. He grew up in Colorado as well. So I just thought that was a classy move. And especially because I think Sean Payton would have done the exact opposite, And it's he already beat them so bad, so bad. So I just think it was kind of cool that he doesn't have that big of an ego to fill that he needed that, So I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah. So, but he could have.
Exactly.
He could have really done that.
I would have. I like points. Yeah. I like breaking records.
No, yeah, that could have been fun as well. And, especially, again, just to kind of, because Sean Payton likes to mock, he was mocking the Skol chant and stuff like that. So to kind of, put a little salt in the wound. But yeah, thank you, Justin, for that great show. I agree. It was a great combo. Great to have JJ on. You're great. Very knowledgeable. Go Vikings. We love it.
Yep.
And Grandizer, thank you, JJ, for your time, insight, taking questions, commentary. Truly an honor. Much appreciated. Good luck to your Vikings. Stay happy, healthy, safe, and blessed. That was amazing.
Skol Vikings. Great message. We should end it on that. Skol.
Exactly. We can end it on that. Skol Vikings. Yep. Once again, everybody, please subscribe if you haven't already. Do all the things. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Somebody's got to get a victory, and or knock on wood, no tie, right? But
right.
All right, JJ, I really much appreciate you joining again. Thank you. Happy to have you. Skol Vikings. Thanks everybody in the chat, and I think we'll leave it at that. All right. Skol. Later, everybody. Thanks.